Yeah, just one Mick here. Just a bit more of a finish up story to the GQ. I will just want to on cheap vehicles to own, not cheap vehicles to run, but cheap vehicles to own, and a good vehicle to learn how to do things yourself. Now, my background is I've been fiddling around with vehicles for years. I've done a year when I was a young bloke in a mechanical workshop. I've always been around machines and like to do as much work on the stuff as I possibly can. So when I'm working on the motorbikes or my old car or this old car here, I just like to do things myself. I like to be a bit self-sufficient in doing things. So with this vehicle here, this GQ Patrol petrol, so it's a 4 litre petrol, which I've 4.2 litre petrol, and it's a fuel injected one. So this is a good reliable engine, simple, not high powered by any stretch, just multi-point injection, I think. Let me look. Yes, multi-point injection, and so that's multiple fuel injectors. So I'll put all your radiator hoses and your fuel filter, which is simple, just down here. This little filter here, that's simple to change, simple as. Always keep good corrosion inhibitor in it, good oil, and I change this oil twice a year because I don't use the vehicle big heap. So probably the overall running costs for me aren't excessively dear because I don't use the vehicle a big heap. I don't drive to work every day because we carpool, because it's too expensive to just be running vehicles to work these days. We've got about a 25 kilometre each way drive. So yeah, 3 or 4 of us get in the same vehicle and we'll just toss in money. So it costs us all about $20 a week. It costs me about 25 to go to work for the week, 20 on my short weeks and 25 on my long weeks, because I take my own this vehicle every second, or another workmate takes his every second. But anyhow, this thing here, so you've got all these things like this. I've got them out at the moment. They're just plugs, and I like to fill that up with fish-line or corrosion inhibitor, just to keep that in the vents, to keep the rust out of the vents. Little things, easy to do, things like that. You learn how to do stuff yourself. Had a bit of a go here at painting this on this here, so a little bit of a stuff up just here, but that's my second attempt at that mudguard. I'm quite happy with how it's come up, and that's got a ding in there. I wasn't worried about that. Sprayed that too because that was faded and that clear contact had come off the clear. So I've got the other flare part that goes on here to put on there, and the flare itself, which that's the last one I've got to do. And things like blacking out the rims, they're things you just do. That's personally just what I like. I'm hunting for a steel bull bar at the moment, but we'll see what happens. And so you can see a little bit of clear, it's come off there, but I've repainted that over that. I've just cleaned it back and repainted over that with clear, and put that flare back on. So that's that guard I was talking about. I've just got to put that other one back on, and I've cleared over there, so it's nice and smooth. Still got a little bit to do to these flares. Just I've got another bolt to go in there and the mud flaps to go on, but this is all about doing stuff yourself, which I like to do. And where is that? Oh, it's on the other side, which I probably didn't show you properly the other week. These are just good vehicles to learn how to do stuff, and the old diesels are the same. Low technology. And there's that sway bar. There's that sway bar disconnect there. I've never, because I don't do much four-wheel driving on this thing, I've never actually even disconnected it. She's a road warrior for me, and we just go camping and we'll get it off road then, but most of the time I don't put in four-wheel drive. But these things, like I crawl up under this and oil change it myself. oil filter. I'll get the mechanic to go over it once a year, and also get the mechanic to service up the automatic. Other than that, these vehicles, like I say, are good to learn on how to do things yourself, instead of paying really big money. You know, your mechanics are 100, 120 an hour now, and so I like to try and do a few things myself, and like I say, get it checked out once a year. But these are the perfect vehicles for young blokes to learn on, and with their fathers, or you know, just learn how to work on four-wheel drives and basic engineering, and we can keep them on the road, because I'm damn sure I can't afford to buy new vehicles just to sit around most of the time. Got a little bit of a weep on that transfer case there, but I'm going to leave it at that because I'm up to almost 6 minutes. But GQ, the old GQ petrols or GQ diesels, Nissan Patrols, which is a lot of on Australian roads, heaps of them. Seems to be more now than there ever has, but obviously there isn't. But you see them all the time around here on the sunny coast. They're actually everywhere, and a good vehicle to learn on. Expensive in fuel, but not so expensive to buy, so it works itself out in the wash, and you can work on it yourself. On that note, Sveno, Mick out.